What's good? Welcome back to another edition of Dat Talk Podcast. I go by the name of Bacon. I got my co-host with me.
I'm tired, boss.
Tired reasons in the building, y'all. Tired. What you tired of, man? You woke up today, man.
Right? I know, like I'm an old man. That you got to thank the man above for that. I ain't got no control over that.
Facts.
So because I ain't got no control over that, I'm thankful.
Yeah.
But in waking up,
okay,
there is a lack beforehand,
and
I'm tired, boss.
You tired? Well, I know who's tired. Who else is tired? The NBA is tired of postponing all these games because of the COVID-19. We talked about it, reasons. We talked about it when we was dealing with the bubble, how it was going to translate when we try to go back to quote-unquote normalcy without fans and playing in their own stadiums and giving more players leeway to have more flexibility when they go home. And what we're seeing now is that the COVID-19 is starting to run wild and rapidly in the NBA, and a lot of games are getting postponed left and right. So the NBA said, I'm not just tired, I'm fed up, and it's time to make some changes. What were some of the changes they made, Mr. Reasons?
No handshaking before and after games. I guess they're limiting meeting up again. They just gonna crack down on some of the things that they feel is necessary, but they said they're not stopping the season.
I don't think they're gonna stop. See, they
already said that. They're not stopping, slowing down the season. They just feel like, teams got to be better. Right. It's just crazy because two teams have had people pull in the middle of games. Seth Curry got pulled in the middle of a Sixer game. Right. So when he got pulled, then it became contact tracing and who he was hanging out with, who he had dinner with. But I'm like, shouldn't he have these results before they? I thought that was the whole point. I thought that was the whole.
I'm gonna tell you what happened. They got lackadaisical. They got a little bit more flexible. Like it's cool. It's the beginning of the year. We should be fine. We may have some cases, but not knowing that with the vid, it's only multiplying and it's only advancing in regards to the mutation of the virus per se. And so now hopefully it don't get in the States, even though it's already in the States. It don't start to fluctuate in the NBA where now you got more easier traces. It's the same symptoms per se from what we're hearing, but it's easier to trace. It's faster and easier to get or whatever, and it travels faster than the previous one. And so we do not want to have that. So I think the NBA has to crack down on their COVID-19 testing and making sure people are not playing games before you got the results. Your results should be done. Shout out to like Fresno State, when they do testing, that night of. We need to know the night of, all right? And then if we need to know right then and there before a game starts. If you play at 6:00, you need to be at that stadium, at that arena early for testing. Don't go back home. You can come and shoot around. You can chill, but we got to understand you're a business now. It's a business. If I'm letting you do whatever you want and then you catch the virus, you losing me money. We know this is a business. They can care less about our lives. It's about the money at the end of the day. They're like, oh, yeah, you called it, but now we got to postpone the game. So now that we postpone the game, we're going to have to pay somebody bread. Okay, we're going to have to pay somebody bread. So I think they're going to even tighten up more on their COVID-19 policies. And I think we're going to see more of a crackdown from the league. And then I think the team's going to have to take ownership. Look, you got flexibility now. You're able to do what you want per se, right? But you have to be respectful too. If you're going to sign this contract and you agree to play these games, then you agreeing to the due diligence and the obligations of the policy of what y'all signed to. Y'all said y'all wanted to have a season. Y'all know what kind of season y'all was gonna have. So now y'all got to do your due diligence to have 72 games at least, or we're gonna have this whole debacle again about this championship don't count. This is an asterisk championship yet again.
Yeah, they're gonna have to figure some things out. I mean, it's just I hold out optimism because I feel like baseball got through a season. You remember baseball was kind of hot like this for them when it first started.
Yeah, it was hot like little.
You feel me? And their teams are just as small as the basketball teams, and they was able to get through that wave of everyone kind of dealing with it. You know, teams missing games and all that. You know, all that stuff. And baseball made it through.
Yeah.
They just end up kind of bubbling the playoffs and doing it regionally, which, you know, I've kind of been an advocate of overall. And as long as the NBA can get to the playoffs, I think they should take a page out of baseball book and make everything more regional. And what happens is whoever the number one seed is, if you make it to the finals, all the final games are played at your arena.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of the nature of the beast. So it puts everybody in that situation to where winning games become very, very important. Trying to get that number one seed becomes that important. It ain't just like, oh, as long as we make it to the playoffs, we good. It's like, nah, having that number one seed could mean you never having to travel.
Right. That'd be dope. That's a dope stipulation to have. But here's the thing: is it the number one overall seed? You know what I mean?
No, so what happens is if you the number one seed, obviously the number one, the team with the best record would trump the other conference. So say Milwaukee has the best record again. So they the number one seed, and the Lakers over here
playing Milwaukee for 7 games.
Yeah, you got to be in Milwaukee. So Milwaukee is, so what happens is whoever in the East wins, they are the hub. They are the bubble city.
Okay.
You feel me? So the whole Eastern Conference will be in just Milwaukee, or the whole Eastern Conference will be in just LA. As the rounds diminish, right, the cities that they are in are the cities of the highest seeds remaining.
I don't think they'll do that because they gonna, other teams ain't gonna be on cool with that. They're not gonna.
No, but it's just that's what I'm saying. But it's the playoffs. So you just bubbling every time you leave, you know exactly where you're going, everybody in the same spot. So for example, this is how I look at it. The West starts off, say it's the Lakers. Everybody is in LA. They can all stay at the Ritz-Carlton, which is right across the street from Staples Center. Okay. So Staples Center hosting 2 or 3 games a day because you're not worried about fans, because who knows what fans will look like at that time, because we don't know. So, you know, you do 3 games this day, 3 games that day. That's how you juggle it off. Say in the East, it's Milwaukee. All the games are played in Milwaukee. If the Lakers and Milwaukee win, then all the teams stay right there. If Milwaukee was to get knocked out, right, who's ever the highest remaining team, those next 4 teams will go to that city, and then that city gets to host a new bubble. So
I hear what you do.
You feel me? A little bit of travel, or
I hear what you're doing. I feel like that's more complicated. If you're going to do a bubble playoff, then they're going to do it like the MLB did, where they had different locations where they host playoffs for a specific team, and that's where they played the games, where it was no quote unquote home field advantage per se, where it was just locations. You played that
kind of like March Madness.
Yeah. So you played that location. If you LA, they had an LA playoffs in LA, and they had one over here, one in
San Diego.
You know what I mean?
LA, San Diego, Texas.
I see it being in like Miami, New York, LA, and then another place. 4 places. And they play, if they do that, but I don't think they will, because look at the NFL. They got people at these games. It's been people at these playoff games. They're like, I don't care if it's 15,000. We're going to charge you an arm and a leg and get some kind of revenue, because then you're going to be eating that's 15,000 people eating at the concession stand. You ain't got no line, so you're going to spend more money. You ain't got no lines, so you're going to drink more stuff. And you got no more lines, you're going to spend more, because you at a football game and you ain't been in a football game in forever. So people come out, they broke, they're going to spend their last bread. So they're going to recoup on some of that bread. You get what I'm saying? It's not as much as they would get, but something is better than nothing. So I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're just going to try to crack down. And I think by the summertime, because they're trying to quote unquote say we'll get closer to being back to normal in the summer, because we have a vaccine now. And so with that vaccine being said, they may have the opportunity to have fans in June for the finals. Maybe not for the playoffs, but for sure in June you may have fans at the playoff. I mean, at the finals games.
I mean, like I said, I know the NBA get through this. Adam Silver is a mastermind, and the way he handles things, the way he's usually ahead of the curve. Mm-hmm. So I feel like the NBA will be in great shape. Just going to be interesting. But the smart thing they did was how they broke up the season, how they scheduled 36 games, and then now they got room for in the second half to do that all over again, and to where teams, you know, that missed out on a game or two here can make the game back up in the second half of the season. Yeah. So I feel like that was real smart. I you know, however, you know, the brain power behind that was a real clever idea.
Very, very clever. But you know who's not clever?
Uh-oh.
We've been talking about this man for the last 3 weeks, and it's not for good news.
Uh-oh. Okay?
Kyrie at it again, man. First he show up or don't show up, disappear and say, hey, man, I don't want to play because I don't want to play. Don't even tell his head coach that he don't want to play. Tells his teammates besides his head coach. That's not a good look. And now there's a video circulating of Kyrie at a function with his family with no mask on, okay? Dealing with the issues that we're dealing with the COVID-19. It just don't look good. Okay, Kyrie ain't the only brother that's around their family without a mask, okay? I'm not going to go on there and say that's only Kyrie doing that. No, we know a lot of people are hanging around with no mask, and they out there having a good old jolly old time, and we're supposed to be social distancing. I'm not going to put them in that category. But the simple fact is that when you are a superstar, you're an athlete now, you're getting looked at a higher light, right? You're getting, I give you a prime example. When I played for Fresno State as a college athlete and I walked on, right? I was doing everything good. And then I got in trouble with the law, even though what I did was so monumental and so minute, so small. Since I was on the team and another player got in trouble and that was on the news, and mine didn't even make the news. It was just something small. I got kicked off the team for that because of the stature and the political aspect that comes with it. If I was a regular dude, they wouldn't have given a rat's booty about me. But since the fact that I was on the Fresno State football team, it got glorified, it got magnified. And now Kyrie, since he's on the Brooklyn Nets, he's an NBA player. He's supposed to be an advocate for doing the right thing. You're shown not doing the right thing. So publicity is bad for the Nets. Like, come on, bro. It's one thing after another. And it's starting to show that Kyrie is having issues with his leadership. And this has been always the thing that we've been dealing with. Kyrie in the way he leads. Like, this is not a good example in how you going about lead. As if you want to be the LeBron James, the Kevin Durant's, the Kobe Bryant's, the Michael Jordans. There's a way you go about doing it, and this is not the way, Kyrie. So you can't want to be respected and treated like these guys if you're not doing what you're supposed to do to be treated like those guys. How you feel about this, Reasons?
One of those things, man. I saw Jalen Jacoby said, hey, yo, KD. Hey, that's your man's. It's your man's. You feel me? KD has been his big advocate.
Right.
As the big advocate, you got to get your man's.
Facts.
You're supposed to be able to hold your brothers accountable.
Facts.
You feel me? And again, there is no accountability. Again, this goes back into why his quotes referencing LeBron was always off base, because it's like, bro, like, who are you to just throw shade at people? Like, you just
Facts.
Untouchable one. You
Facts.
Feel me? And these antics are not cool. It's like, it's very strange that, to me, it seems like Kyrie ain't built like that. And I thought he was. You know, because it's real ironic that KD was healthy. And, you know, they missed a couple of games together. KD plays, Kyrie plays. KD has to miss 4 games due to COVID protocol, and you got to kind of carry the team. All of a sudden, you go MIA. You don't really want the real smoke of, you know, a little pressure. You feel me? Because remember, Kyrie could have came back last year. But he didn't really want to. Because it don't seem like he really built for the smoke. He not really, to me, that's what he is looking like. Maybe he's not really built for this right now. Maybe him being a number 2, possibly a number 3, is his real role.
Ooh.
Just saying. That's what I'm seeing. This is the show is about, right?
Ooh.
This is we don't come on here pulling punches.
Ooh.
I call it how I see it.
Call it how you see it. Talk your talk.
I'm starting to realize Kyrie ain't built for this.
Ooh.
I'm sorry.
Wow. That's a hot take of the week, y'all.
Hey.
Kyrie not built for this. And I'm not going to take it that far just yet.
Okay.
I'm just going to say his decision-making is poor. And he hasn't been improving on that. And as KD being his big bro or whatever you want to call it, he has to go and put him to the side and say, hey, bro, hey, we got to do it different. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? We got to do things different because now what it does is it points the finger back at Kevin Durant and it challenged his leadership. It challenged him as a player and saying, are you cool with this? Are you okay with your player doing what he doing? Was you okay with him calling the players and not calling Steve Nash to say, I'm not going to play today? Did you okay that? Because if you do, that's not a good look on you. Because now you're allowing it. You're allowing it and making it acceptable. So you're just as bad as Kyrie, even though you didn't do nothing wrong. But at the end of the day, you didn't do nothing at all.
Hey, listen, that brother just preached. That brother, man, listen, I didn't know church was on a Tuesday.
Hey, church is every day.
Listen, we didn't have
at the house. We are the churches. We are the church. Let's get that right. God is in us. We are the temples. We create that. All you need is 1 or 2, and you can have service. And you know what I'm saying? You can even have service solo. But the congregation, all you need is 1 or 2, 1 or multiple. Okay? 2 or more.
Between what I said and how you followed that up, what's NBA church to that?
It's church.
Listen. Hey, at the end of the day, we need to see what they made of.
Fact.
Because, like you said, KD has to step into a leadership role and challenge Kyrie to be better.
Right.
And Kyrie claimed to be a leader. You need to show it. You know, I feel like in the NBA, I've never been there, but I think it's a show me state. Yeah. That's what players is about. Show me that you deserve the ball in the last few minutes of the game. Show me that you are a good leader. All the talking and doing all that does nothing. That does nothing. Talking does not win ships.
Talk is cheap. Be about it. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Okay.
Right now, like I said, I don't think Kyrie built like that.
I feel
I'm gonna stand by.
Hey, stand by. That's what he said. I look again, and we not knocking these brothers. I want to see them do well. I do. I want to see Kyrie. I want to see KD do well. But at the end of the day, they created this smoke starting in the offseason. It started with LeBron James in the finals. And I know it wasn't targeted to LeBron. It's just you made the comments during the time when LeBron was getting talked about a lot. And then it started from there, and then it's been escalated. We don't need no coach. We can be the coaches. Then it started with not showing up to games, not doing what you're supposed to do, being seen in the videos with no mask on. And who in your camp letting y'all roll? Kyrie, we can move on to the next one. Kyrie, who in your family? Who in your family is allowing video to get out and you not wearing a mask? Who is that? Who is that in your circle, in your crew saying, yo, it's cool?
TMZ.
It had to get out. Somebody got some bread. And you need to figure out who's the mold in your circle, bro. I'm not saying, hey, do you're a grown man. But you gotta have people in the circle that got your back, Kyrie, because they trying to bring you down. Think about it. You already in the news for some negativity. You know what they want? They want to bring you even more down. Somebody hating on you, Reed. Somebody hating on Uncle Drew. Okay? Uncle Drew, they hating on you.
Somebody wanted that TMZ money.
They wanted a bag. They wanted a little money, man. So you got to be paying attention to who's really in your circle, man. But I pray for KD and Kyrie. I hope they get their stuff together because I want to see the Nets do well. I feel like they can be a championship contender. They have the potential. They have the game. The people been balling without them, and they're doing what they need to do. But we want to see Kyrie, KD versus LeBron and AD. We know what we want to see. Everybody know what they want to see, but usually what you want, goddamn, don't always give it to you. I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. But speaking of family, okay, do you want a ball? There's a lot of ball brothers in the league that's hooping and duping. Let's talk about the brother on brother crime that we didn't had with the Hornets and the Pelicans. This was the time for Lonzo to son his little bro. Like, yo, you may be a rook, but you need to know some things. But that was the total opposite of what happened. Not only did Lonzo have probably one of the most horrific games that you can have against your little bro, but your little bro was one assist shy of having a triple-double. And to top it off, a couple days later, he ended up being the youngest rookie with a triple-double. Lonzo, what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
They got to keep it mellow. You feel me? Hey, LaMelo, here's the crazy thing. The Pelicans was winning that game.
Yes, they was.
Handily.
Bad.
Had that game in the bag.
Running them crazy.
And then all of a sudden, LaMelo got them boys going.
And
you feel me? They had to guard each other. It was a little guard up. Melo hit him with the step back. Ha-ha!
It looked so ugly, but it went in too. Nothing.
But you know it was pretty when he stepped back on the bro like
you already. And I love it. I love the smoke. But Lonzo, it's not looking good. Okay. It's not looking, and I think let me go ahead and say this. I think that the Pelicans went in the wrong direction when they added Bledsoe to the team. I'm just gonna call a spade, because now you're forcing Lonzo to not be the one, and you got Bledsoe being more ball dominant than Lonzo. We know Lonzo's not a shooter; he's a distributor, he's a creator. He creates for other people, and now he don't have the ball in his hands. And for him to think, all right, this is gonna be my year. I'm well seasoned. I feel like I got my foot under myself. I feel like I know what I need to do to get better. He's been working on his game, and then you add another wrench to the mix again. And I think that's hurting Lonzo Ball. And I don't think he's happy. I think he's playing and he's playing his role, but I don't think he's happy with his role. I think he thought that was going to be his role to be a starter, and him and Zion and my man Ingram was going to ball out with their role players, and JJ and all them folks was going to do it. I think that he thought it was going to be his team, and it's not his team right now. And I think that's hurting his confidence, and that's hurting his game.
Hey, LaMelo said at the end of his game, I'm good over here. I don't know about Lonzo, but I'm good over here. So, Lonzo just got to figure it out. I think, again, when you don't become as dominant as you're supposed to be, you don't get a chance to pick and say how you want to be.
Right.
You feel me? If you was dominant in who you were, ain't nobody about to come change up nothing. But it's obviously there's flaws and holes in your game to where you just got to accept the role that comes with it. Right. And I feel like that's one of the things that people and players, like, that's a life lesson.
Right.
If you feel like you really the best at what you're supposed to do and you deserve everything you deserve, then you need to make sure you proving it. Right. Don't be half-stepping it and then be mad when there's somebody come in there and replace you.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Or you got to move to a different role. So you was on the path for this role, but you didn't solidify it and say, like, this is my lane and this is what I'm going to do. You allow for there to be questions, and now you got moved out of that role into a new one, and now you got to accept the new one. So, that's kind of the nature of the beast.
That is.
Happens. But I am very surprised at LaMelo. I'm very surprised. I didn't think
he was ball out.
I didn't think that he was. I didn't think it was going to happen as fast.
And he's not even started.
No, and I'm on the headset with the homies almost every other day playing 2K, and we talking about Melo, and it's like they need to give him the keys. Go ahead and give him the keys to the house. You feel me? You know how it is that first time as a parent. You feel me? You give your son the keys. Like, look, boy, I'll give you the keys. Now I'll get home a little later. Go in this house. Don't turn on nothing. Don't do nothing. Just go in this house. But you got the keys now. You just don't mess it up. Go in there and do what you do. Don't go in there and doing too much. Just go do what you've been doing, Melo. But I think he deserves the keys.
I don't think they're gonna get the keys right now. I feel like they're gonna let him learn. I think that's good though. I think it's good because it's forcing him to get better. And like when you become a starter, you're excited about being a starter, but then it's a lot more responsibilities. Let's get it right. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's not ready for those, but I think it gives you that edge when you're not starting. It's like I gotta improve. I'm not starting because they don't believe that I'm that guy just yet. And by them not believing in me being that guy, then I got to continue to improve on my game. That's going to give me that urge. It's going to give me that sensation. Like, I got to get better. I'm working. They know one of my hoes is I can't shoot the ball that well. We know that. They don't think I can shoot the ball well, so I'm going to continue to improve that part of my game. But I'm rebounding. Damn near probably one of the best point guard or rebounding point guards in the league right now as a rookie. You know, you can't teach height. That's one thing my dad always told me. You can teach the game, but you can't teach speed, and you can't teach height, and you can't teach athleticism. That is something that you just God gifted and given with, okay? The other stuff, you can teach how to get better and how to learn, and you have to apply those other elements to improve yourself, but there's certain things you just can't teach, okay? And there's certain things you're just given with. And I think LaMelo, if he continued on this stride, continue to get better, work on his game, he's going to get the keys. We know he's going to get the keys. They didn't draft that man, the number 2 pick, to not get the keys eventually. He's not the number 2 draft pick in the league, or the number 3. They what, number 2 or 3?
Lonzo went 2.
He went 2, right?
Melo went 3.
Melo is 3. The number 30 pick in the draft. You're not picking number 3 to be sitting on the bench for the rest of your career. No. They're going to give him the keys, but they like it's a working process. You didn't have preseason, you didn't have summer league, so these are his summer league games right now. Yeah. And what he's doing right now is crazy. He's getting about 30 minutes a game, so he's like the 6th man for them. He's their 6th man.
He to me, he can damn near, depending on how the Horn hear me out though. Talk that talk prediction. If he continues this and they keep him on the bench, he could damn near win in Rookie of the Year and 6th Man of the Year in the same season. Ooh. You tell me somebody off the bench having a bigger impact. Ooh. I'm just asking. You feel me? Women lie, men lie, numbers don't.
Numbers don't.
And his impact to that team and what he's showing, he's around about 12 to 13 points a game. Like, I feel like how do you deny a man that's coming off the bench, putting in the work that he's putting in, helping that team win? Because now look at it, Charlotte is winning. It ain't like they're the bottom dwellers of the East. They right there in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that next week when we talk about Gordon Hayward, because Gordon Hayward was a big focal piece of why they winning.
Listen, maybe Gordon Hayward's worth the bag.
We'll talk about that next week. We're going to lead. I'm going to see this week.
Okay.
This week, the Hornets got a solid record right now. By next week, we talking about Gordon Hayward. We got to put some respect on the Gordon.
Okay. Get that man his flowers, possibly?
He got to put some respect on Hayward, California. I'm just playing. He ain't from Hayward. I'm just saying. Gordon Hayward. Y'all get what I'm saying.
I got it. They get y'all.
But again, I love what LaMelo's doing, and it's just sad that your older brother is not doing as well. But shout out to LeAngelo Ball, who is actually on a team. He's on a G League team. He got signed to a G League team. He's on a G League contract. So shout out to him. Everybody's in the league still. Everybody just playing different roles. Okay. But it's good to see. Hey, like I said, LaMelo could be rookie of the year or Wiseman. It's going to be some competition. I feel like him and Wiseman, or my man from the Kings. We'll talk about top rookies as well next week.
Halliburton? Oh, okay. Throw a little Halliburton.
Hey, he's been doing some things. I'm telling you right now. Okay, he's been doing some things. But anyway, man, let's get into these games for this week because your boy Bake again. I'm telling y'all, I'm that guy. I'm 4-1. And Reasons is 1-4. I'm just good like this. There's no excuses for why I'm good like this, but God made me this way. So I'm grateful for being knowledgeable on who to pick. He's not there yet. But I'm gonna get him there, y'all. I'm gonna get him there. I'm gonna get him there. If I go back to back with NFL and NBA, y'all got to call me the gurus of the rules when it comes to picking games. Call me the Rue. Call me Rue Bake. That's what my nickname going to be. Rue Bake, a.k.a. the Guru. Okay? So who we got this week? Who's our 5 games, man? Who's our 5 games?
Let's talk about it. So today we got Spurs Thunder.
Ooh.
Spurs Thunder.
Right.
We going Mavericks Hornets.
Ooh, okay.
Gonna follow that up with a little I think we said Pacers Trailblazers.
Pacers Trailblazers, yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna follow that up with a Wizards Pistons.
Love it.
And then Sunday, we're going to end with a Pelicans Kings.
I like it. I like that. Who you got tonight?
Ooh, Spurs Thunder, huh?
Mm-hmm. Spurs Dundingo.
I'm going to go San Antonio. I think they're playing well. They had a big win against the Lakers this past week.
Yes, they did.
I think they're finding a little niche in how they want to play. So I'm gonna go Spurs. I like what the Thunder are doing though. To be a young team that has no expectations, they are winning games. SGA is being a nice leader. I feel like he learned a lot of that from Chris Paul last year. So I feel like he really benefited from having CP3 around.
Right.
But I'm gonna go Spurs with this
one. Got you. I'm going Spurs too. I like what Aldridge's doing. He's been balling. He's been in the bag. So I'm gonna go Spurs on this one too. I think like the Thunder is solid, but I think the Spurs can get this game tonight. I think the Spurs will get them in probably 10-point lead maybe. I can't get on basketball leads because you never know who's gonna show up. They can go from 20, 30, 45. I was watching Toronto and Portland game. They was up by 17 and ended up losing that lead in less than 5 minutes. Like I don't know what did the NBA, but I'm going Spurs.
All right, then we got Mavericks Hornets.
What
you talking about right there? What you got, man? Mavericks Hornets.
I like what LaMelo and Gordon is doing, but Luka's on my fantasy team. I got to see Luka do well. Okay, I can't see Luka struggle. Now I got him to do well, so I can't go against the Luke. Okay, Duka. I'm going with the Dallas Mavericks on this one.
Yeah, you was about to definitely lose me. I'm gonna roll with the Hornets, man. Roll with the Hornets. I'm on the hype train that you said of what can they be, and so this is a good opponent.
Yeah.
And if they really want to turn this corner and start to get a little bit more respect, this is the kind of game they got to win. I think KP back, so the Mavericks are getting healthier. So that makes this game even a little bit more important. So I'm gonna go Hornets.
Big game, Melo versus Luka. Gordon Hayward versus KP, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't think Porzingis is gonna play as much because
I'm just saying I was just saying they're getting healthier.
Yeah, definitely. So I gotta go Dallas because I got Luka.
Okay. Pacers, Trailblazers.
This is a tough one. Pacers lost a close one to the Sacramento Kings the other night. It was a nail biter. Portland is good at scoring, but they're good at giving up leads. It's going to be if the Pacers don't really play defense like that. I'm just going to call a spade a spade. They don't play defense, and they're very fast paced. I think it's going to work out for Portland. It's going to work out for them. They got a little bit more scores on the end, and I don't think the Pacers have enough defensive weapons to stop CJ, Dame, and what the Blazers are trying to do. So I'm going it's Dame time.
Ah, man. See, this is a tough one because I got Dame and I got Michael Brogdon on my fantasy team.
Wow. Yeah, you talking about cheating.
Cheating?
I'm just playing. Oh.
That was just good drafting. Good draft.
That was
Oh, speaking of fantasy real brief, I got offered Kyrie Irving and Andrew Wiggins for Michael Brogdon. And guess what I said?
No.
Hell no, I ain't trading Michael Brogdon. That's just how I feel. Can't trust Kyrie. But damn sure don't trust Andrew Wiggins.
I don't trust him either. I'm gonna tell you that.
Michael Brogdon, man, is averaging 24, 7, and 6 right now.
Oh yeah, you can't get that up, and he's gonna play every day. He playing
buckets. But with that being said, I'm gonna go Trailblazers also.
Okay.
Kind of a lot to what you said. The Trailblazers got to start playing better, to start really getting into that groove. I feel like they brought in Covington to help with defense, but that ain't really help with defense. Such a shame. I don't know, man. Defense is a want-to thing, and it's obvious that some teams just don't want to play defense.
Not right now. Or
at all.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that for this next game. So the next game we got Wizards Pistons.
Okay. If Russ don't play, I think the Wizards can win.
Oh.
Because they've been winning games without Russ. But I think Detroit will win this game. I think what my man Grant been doing, I'm going to go Detroit on this one. Detroit basketball. Yes, Detroit. I think they're going to win this game.
I'm going to go Wizards. I got Bradley Beal on one of my fantasy teams, and he's been lighting it up.
Wait, so I need him on your fantasy team too as well?
Not on the one, not in the league that week.
Say, all right, here you go, bro. I don't know what kind of commissioner you are, dog, because you didn't finagle the game, bro. You got Bradley Beal, Brogdon, and freaking Dame Lillard. Come on, bro. Who finagled you, bro? What we doing here, man? What we doing here, dog? Crazy.
Oh, man, relax, champ.
Yeah, man, this is
crazy. That's in my other league, man. That's in my other league.
I'm about to say, man, come on now. This is crazy.
Bradley McBuckets.
Oh yeah, I like Bradley Beal, but they don't incorporate to winning.
Nah, and the Wizards are afraid of defense like how society is of COVID-19.
Yes. When somebody tell you can't even guard a park car, that is not good because it ain't moving.
When I heard that, I said, damn, that's a cold way to explain how somebody can't play. You can't guard a parked car?
Yes.
I said a parking lot full of parked cars, not a singular.
Yeah. It's bad.
Damn, you can't guard a car in 405 traffic on a Friday.
Yeah.
Well, I got the Wizards though, man. I feel like they got to start doing things a little different, and they should be all right.
Yeah. Then we got what? Sac, Pelicans?
Ooh, this is a good game. This is a good one.
This is a real good game.
Sacramento
is a sleeper team. They're very, very much sleeper team. And the Pelicans still they haven't figured out their identity. They haven't. You don't know what Pelican team you're gonna get. I like Sacramento. I really do like what they're doing. So I'm gonna end up going.
Something real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Pels. I go with the Pels. I feel like the Pels could win this game. Sacramento can definitely beat the Pelicans for sure. But I'm gonna go Pelicans. I think that they're gonna end up starting to figure it out eventually. Lonzo got to get it together, and I think Ingram always gonna give you some buckets. And then Zion, I think he's just still out of shape. I just really think
the man playing good.
I know, but I just feel like he ain't. It's just a lot of movement. It just don't see like fluid movement with him. But he's doing his thing. I'm going Pelicans.
I like what the Kings is doing, but something saying the Pelicans gonna win that game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's gonna be one of those interesting buzzer beater games.
Yeah,
down to the last possession game.
Yeah.
Because I really do want to say the Kings. I really do. Like this.
Say the Kings. Just say
but it's the Kings.
It's the Kings. I'm asleep, bro.
You know, like it just be one of those situations where I feel like in these situations, like it'd be my turn to pick them, and they just disappoint me. But I not pick them, and they'd be out there killing.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just stay away from it for right now. I'll use the Kings another time.
Okay.
But I need to give me another week.
Okay.
Give me another week on the Kings. That's all I need.
Okay. That works. So we'll see how these games play out, man. Hey, hopefully Kyrie get his stuff together. Shout out to LaMelo. Shout out to Lonzo. Shout out to everybody hooping right now. Still stay safe. Stay blessed. Shout out to Alabama. Roll Tide. Nick Saban, the best freaking college coach ever.
We have to touch him down on football this week. We have to
touch that on that football, but I just got to give Nick Saban his props since it happened yesterday. Shout out to the man with 7 national championships. The man has an 88 win percentage playing in the most difficult freaking conference.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't.
What? We'll say that for another day.
Yeah, SEC is not as good as people keep claiming that it is. They just fast. I mean, they good.
Okay. All right, for sure. But anyway, what you want to say before we get out of here, dog?
Hey, man, they said raising the baby was going to be difficult. Boy, they wouldn't lie. I can tell you that much there. Like, the baby, man, is the greatest joy to have to wake up to every single day. Like, you grab him, you just all excited. But man, getting these sleep patterns right, it's scandalous. Boy, I tell you, man. So, I love my little dude. We just trying to figure it out right now. We in preseason.
On that note, y'all stay safe, stay blessed. Always remember to talk that talk. We will see y'all on Thursday to finish this Super Bowl /playoff predictions. We out of here. Peace.